Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 121. The first setup was submitted by Anthony.
The power strip, I don't really like the power strip. I think he can pull that, get another power strip and put that up in the rack that he has up there. He's got that right angle of cables, and I think he might be able to pull that up towards one of the corners of the desk and put it there somewhere. Personally, I'm not a big fan of having monitors stacked on top of each other, which he has a cramped space, so it's understandable.
Especially in this scenario, it's not tilted down at all. It kind of looks like it'd be hard to see from where he's sitting, and it looks almost as if the bottom one is too low. Anthony scored a 70. The next setup was submitted by Callum. It's really not the best desk ever, and like, what's with the three are you actually using them all for the same computer? Because I see one of them's for the PlayStation, but then you have the other one hooked up to your computer, but it's like in a complete different spot.
Headphone hanger. I'm key on headphone hangers. Take that, run that cable into the back of your computer if you have enough space. Move your second monitor closer.
Callum scored a 50. The next setup was submitted by Jay.
It was the laptop. I like the laptop, but I'm just not a big fan of having a laptop on my setup.
Yeah, well, I think in this scenario, a dock would make it look 10 times better. It's a really nice, like the wall color, even the curtains to the side, it's really nice, but like that wall, you have so much room. You need to utilize it. It will look amazing, whether it's canvas, it's just posters, it's shelving, or whatever it is. Fill that up, and I think, as far as I'm concerned, you'll have a pretty damn good score. Jay scored a 79. The next setup was submitted by Dustin. This is probably one of the most kind of unique setups we've seen in a while because of the placement of the desk. We don't see a lot of this anymore. You know, a lot of people want to be up against the wall. The problem with that is cable management on the back end, which if you look, he's got it, he's got it solved.
It's locked down.
Tons of cool stuff hung up on the wall for like sports related and whatnot, which I think is awesome. The only thing that I would critique in both photos is I think the layout of everything that's hung up is like really weird. Like that wall is pretty empty, other than like a few things hung up. Get yourself like a 70-inch, you're all set. Dustin scored an 81. The next setup was submitted by Jack.
I think he was trying to keep it too minimalistic and just didn't put anything on there.
Yeah, like if you had a console, like you get a TV, and that could go on the left side, and you could use that as the console side and have the right side as the PC side. Jack scored a 68. The next setup was submitted by Graham.
He doesn't have that big of a desk, and what is on the desk, he kind of needs his PC, his monitor, and he's got that Xbox. I mean, as far as that, I mean, that kind of takes up a lot, and to have just the little pieces around there it's nice, and to have that big flag back there covering the wall, it looks nice.
To know that you did the monitorizer, like, this is your setup, man. You made it yours. That's a really big deal. Good job. Graham scored a 74. The next setup was submitted by Jack.
The two monitors, I think that desk is just too small. He's got a small room for his keyboard and mouse, and there's just not a lot of room on there.
All the stuff on the wall, everything's a little over the top, busy, crazy. But yeah, I mean, it really is a great setup. It's just way too much, and it's like, okay, it's an okay setup. Jack scored 56. The next setup was submitted by Robbie. It's actually the same desk as the TDK, the last guy. Except see how he uses that section just for his PC. And no matter what, when you have that kind of like hutch top piece, I feel like you're gonna have too much crap.
I don't personally like TVs as my monitor. It's too big for me. I don't like to be sitting so close to a 50-inch screen now. If you had a smaller monitor, you'd have a little bit more room for your keyboard and your mouse and what have you.
Robbie scored a 64. The final setup was submitted by Ethan. This is a fast pass, and normally when you submit a fast pass because you really want to get on the show, you put a little bit more effort into cleaning it up quickly. But what's with these monitors?
Yeah,
I don't get that.
They're not centered. They're not. What is up? He's got one tilted and one tilted forward.
Yeah. What's with the extra setup on the left? I don't know. Why isn't that smaller monitor on the left along with the other monitor, and then that big ass one goes on the left for console gaming? It would make sense. But then he's got a TV up above, but he says he doesn't even know what to do with it. So why'd you put it there? I don't know. I'm so confused. Just like you have tons of awesome stuff, and it's just not done right. Ethan scored a 56. Dustin walked away with first place with an 81. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 121.